Now in this presentation, we'll take a look at weather manipulation, and specifically cloud seeding. Now weather manipulation is the act of intentionally manipulating or altering the weather. Now the most common form is cloud seeding. Cloud seeding is the application of scientific technology with the intent of enhancing the amount of precipitation that falls from the clouds by dispersing chemical agents into the air that help cloud condensation. Some facts about this is cloud seeding has been around for over 50 years. One of the first documented examples was during the Vietnam War. There was a military operation called Operation Popeye that ranged from 1967 to 1972. Now the intention of this operation was to increase the rainfall during monsoon season to flood the northern Vietnam area, but specifically the Ho Chi Minh Trail because it was a main resupply line for the Viet Cong. Now airports currently use this technique to help reduce fog density and hailstone sizes during a thunderstorm. And in the U.S., cloud seeding is used to increase rainfall in areas experiencing droughts. The number one state for this is Texas, and the number one state to use this technique to increase higher snowfall is California. Now, how does it work? Well, cloud seeding works by dispersing three types of chemicals into the cloud. One is silver iodine, the second one is potassium iodine, and the third one is solid carbon dioxide or dry ice. Now, rainfall occurs when supercooled droplets of water form ice crystals. Now too heavy to remain suspended in the air, these then fall, often melting on their way down to form rain. Now, silver iodine crystals are produced by burning flares that contain silver iodine. This helps the ice nucleus particles to stick to each other, creating supercooled water crystals. The ice crystals that form grow at the expense of surrounding cloud moisture, and they fall through the cloud, collecting unfrozen cloud drops and smaller ice particles in the process. The crystals will melt at above freezing temperature, creating rainfall. Now, the reason why I picked silver iodine is because it's the number one choice chemical used by cloud seeders, because scientists were able to determine that silver iodine and regular ice crystals were actually really very similar at molecular levels, and that's why they think it helps the bonding process of those two particles. Now, there's two methods of cloud seeding. The first one is by plane, which is the aerial cloud seeding is a process of delivering seed agents by aircraft, either at the cloud base or the cloud top. Top seeding allows for the direct injection of the seeding agent into the supercooled cloud top. Base seeding is the release of the seeding agent into updraft of the cloud base. The second one is by ground generators. Now, there's two types of ground generators: remote control and manual ground-based generators. These ground generators, they burn silver iodine the same way that plane would do it. The only difference is the reason why this is used is because it's used in rough terrain where it'll be dangerous for planes to go to those areas. So it's actually burned, and then because of the heat, it's actually it gets to the clouds and it forms, and it does the same thing. Now, this is an example in Southern California of how aerial cloud seeding works and how ground generator works. Now, they call these guys storm chasers because in order for this to work, they actually have to fly into the thunderstorms. And then once they're in there, they ignite the silver iodine flares. Now, once they do that, the silver iodine is released into the cloud, and then like we explained before, it actually. Like I explained before, what it does, it attracts ice crystals into the silver iodine crystals together, and it forms supercooled droplets. So then they'll fall, and then on their way down, they'll melt, creating rainfall. Now, as the generator works, it atomizes the silver iodine. So by heating it up, the hot air will just go ahead and take it to the clouds, and it'll basically do the same thing. These are some pictures of actually what type of planes. Not every single plane could fly through a thunderstorm. Most planes that are used are propeller planes. In fact, double propeller planes. And that's a picture of how, the left wing, how they're attached. The flares are attached to the wing. And the picture on the right is ground generators. On the right picture, the first one is a remote ground generator, and the second one is not a remote generator. Now, does it work? It's hard to tell for sure, as is often the case with the weather and climate. It's impossible to carry a control experiment. So in areas of increased precipitation, we can't know whether it would still have rain even if the clouds hadn't been seeded. However, success has been claimed and documented in US, France, China, and some countries in Africa. So even though it does show some success, critics still doubt its 100% validity. Now underneath, I've linked a YouTube link that shows a cloud seeding news report, and it shows the process of silver iodide cloud seeding. And that's the end of this presentation.